This is Warner Todd Houston for Publius Forum. Wherever Herman Cain goes, he meets enthusiastic crowds. There's a reason for that. He's an incredibly dynamic man. He has a compelling life story, and boy, can he whip up a crowd. Every time I've seen him, he has folks on their feet in wild applause. His resume is quite impressive, of course. After all, he was the man that was assigned stewardship of the troubled Godfather pizza chain when he worked for Pillsbury Foods, and he turned it around and into a moneymaker when no one expected him to be able to do so. It became so successful that he was able to buy the chain and run it himself. But it isn't just his past business experience that shows what a can-do man Herman is. He also beat cancer. It took him 4 years, but he did it. He's cancer-free and in the fit of health. And now, he is a talk radio host out of Atlanta's WSB AM 750, and he has also formed the Hermanator PAC, and is exploring the possibility of running for president in 2012. The thing that strikes you about talking with Herman Cain is the fact that he is amazingly straightforward for an aspiring politician. He isn't shy about telling you exactly what he thinks and exactly what he's going sideways with America today. But he's also a 100% supporter of the idea of American exceptionalism. I had a chance to sit down with Mr. Cain when I attended American For Prosperity's RightOnLine conference in Las Vegas, Nevada on July 25th. Here is that interview.
So I saw your speech.
Thank you.
I've seen you before. I saw you up at Madison.
Yes.
When we did the Wisconsin
Okay.
AFP thing.
Right.
And
Now, where are you out of?
I'm from Chicago.
You're from Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I apologize for being from Chicago.
No. We don't blame everybody in Chicago.
We found Barack Obama's situation very interesting there because he was almost a non-entity to us in the state when he was a state senator.
Right.
He really didn't do much of anything. His big ethics package was really already written for him before he got into the Senate there.
Right.
And it was just given to him as an initiative he could do. He really had nothing to do with creating it.
Wow.
And when he started running for the higher office, everybody was like, who? Are you kidding? Nobody was necessarily against him, but he was just like unknown.
Yeah.
And of course, he voted for every wild abortion scheme you could imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Every pro-abortion scheme there was, he was on top of it.
Really?
So, he voted for partial birth abortion, everything. He did not want to do anything to limit abortion in any way, shape, or form. So that was really one of the main things he did in office in the state. But,
wow.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. I mean,
It
he
is
just sort of
amazing.
just rose out of nowhere as far
He did.
as far as the whole locals were concerned.
Well, and what I have observed just based upon some of the reports, he is a very, very good politician because he lined up support of some huge liberal donors, as you know. So that's one of the things you have to do. Secondly, his abortion stance, like you've indicated, he knew he would have the, quote, pro-choice people. And so he also was very shrewd in appealing to a lot of those constituency groups out there that are single issue of the energy people, the pro-abortion people, and, the unions particularly. Look,
Education,
the teachers. And so he just picked them off one at a time by telling them what they wanted to hear. He's tried to keep some of those promises, but a lot of them, quite frankly, he hasn't tried to keep and just kind of keeps on keeping them. He did what he needed to do to get elected.
right?
And that was to appeal to a lot of these different single issues constituency groups. And then secondly, not be real specific about how he would actually solve some of the problems that we have.
A lot of bromides.
A lot of bromides, exactly. And he absolutely mastered that, and because the Democrats had done such a good job of demagoguing George Bush and the Republicans, a lot of people voted for him. A lot of moderates. That's why he picked up the differential, because the conservatives stayed home. I heard a number today that I am in the process of verifying, that 8 million conservatives did not vote in 2008. 8 million! Do you know that could have changed the outcome of the election?
Sure.
It could have changed the outcome of the election. He may have won the electoral votes by a landslide. He did not win the popular vote by a landslide.
That's true.
He did not. It was like, it was a few million vote difference, of 48 or 54, something like that, or 52, I don't remember the exact number.
Right.
You know, but my point is, and then to be non-specific. So it was a combination of many of the moderates had just gotten sick of all of the verbal abuse against George Bush and the Republicans, and so they voted for Obama because he sounded good, and they didn't know what hope and change was. They assumed it was positive hope and change.
Right.
Now they figured out that it is socialistic hope and change. That's what they figured out. So that plus conservatives staying home is why he's president, and because he was real good at trying to pander to all of these different
He's certainly good at pandering.
Yep.